rarely saw Acker Bilk legging it through the streets with his horn. Or John Coltrane, come to that.
It feels great. It feels like this is really an exciting moment for British jazz, and it's a time when the establishment and the music industry as a whole is starting to see jazz not as a token gesture or not as some kind of renegade pariah music. They're starting to see it as actually something that has a lot to offer.
All's my life I has to fight. All's my life I...
Hear that? A nice bit of sax on one of rapper Kendrick Lamar's hit records. Exposure like this doesn't hurt jazz, of course, but there's also something peculiarly British going on right now.
For lack of a better word, multiculturalism. We all study jazz, but when we go out, we listen to grime, we listen to hip hop. I come from an Afro-Caribbean background, so soca and bashment and reggae are all within the music that I've grown up loving. And my approach to this music is that I just play the music that I like. I play the music that makes me kind of nod my head and go, yeah, this is what I'm feeling. If that includes some jazz or some music known as jazz, that's cool. So we're doing gigs and you're getting spaces full of young people who are just really enjoying the music and coming away from the concerts wanting to learn more about where the music started from and what the history of the music is.
Shabaka Hutchings sat his A-levels at King Edward's Grammar School in Birmingham, followed by a degree at the Guildhall School of Music. But before all that, he spent formative years in Barbados, which is where influential figures in his life, his mother and great-grandmother, come from.
One of the big themes in this album is a celebration of powerful women throughout history who we want to give both visibility to and just pay homage to the fact that they are women who have inspired and, you know, guided us throughout our lives.
You also composed a tune for Doreen Lawrence, didn't you?
Yeah. What she's achieved is just, for me, inspirational in the fact that she's been able to enact institutional change within a system. That's, for me, that's what kind of pushes the border of what citizenship is. If black people or Afro-Caribbean people are true citizens of Britain, as it's said that we are, we should be able to test the borders of our institutions to say these are the areas that maybe don't work specifically for us at the moment, but if they don't work for us, they don't work for anyone.
Your queen considers herself our better.
What about your title, Your Queen is a Reptile?
Yeah.
That's not just picked off the shelf, is it?
Your queen asserts this message through her crown. Her church, her parliament, her loyal subjects, her wealth, her relationship with the media and the British Empire, who in turn celebrate her lifestyle.
One of the most immediate myths of the British society is the myth that some people are born with more privilege than others and demand to have that privilege. For me, that myth is ridiculous. You know, the fact that we abide by it is neither here nor there, but for me, that myth has the same standing of the myth of the Queen being a reptile. So the first step in some way decolonializing our thinking is to recognize the myths that surround us. And if we can actually equate them with some kind of comedy, we can start to envision different utopias.
So it's meant in a comedic way, partly?
Well, it's using the comedy of the myth to try to break down those barriers that stop us from seeing what the actual myth is in the first place.
We the immigrants, we the children of immigrants, we the diaspora, we the descendants of the colonized, we claim our right to question your obsolete systems.
I suspect this is partly a generational thing, isn't it? I mean, views of the monarchy in places like Barbados have probably changed. I wonder whether your mum had any thoughts about this title. Did you discuss it with her?
Well, my mum called me Shabaka, and she's very aware of the history, the nuanced history of the relationship of the monarchy towards black people in general. So she was like, great, you know, you need to chant down Babylon.
So you might win the Mercury, but you won't get a knighthood probably, will you?
Probably not, but that's fine.
Will the Sons of Kemet bag the Mercury Prize? Win or lose, their album may be one of the least token of all the jazz records ever shortlisted for it.